Video 21, Logic Models in Planning Area 2, both Sub-Competencies 2.3.4. Review the learning objectives for this video. I am really excited to walk you through logic models because this is one of those tools that brings everything you have been learning together in a beautifully visual way. A logic model is a visual representation that shows the logical relationships between program resources, activities, and expected results. It is essentially a roadmap that answers the question, how will this program work? The logic model has 5 core components arranged from left to right, and I want you to picture this as a flow. First are the inputs, which represent everything you invest in the program. This includes staff time, funding, materials, facilities, and partnerships. Without adequate inputs, the program simply cannot function. Second are the activities, which describe what the program actually does with those inputs. Activities might include conducting workshops, distributing educational materials, providing screenings, or facilitating support groups. Third are the outputs, which are the direct, countable products of the activities. How many workshops were held, how many people attended, how many brochures were distributed. Outputs are closely related to process objectives. Fourth are the outcomes, which describe the changes that occur as a result of the program. Outcomes are typically divided into short-term outcomes like increased knowledge, medium-term outcomes like behavior change, and long-term outcomes like improved health indicators. And fifth is the impact, which represents the broadest, most distal changes, such as reduced disease rates or improved community health status. On the exam, you need to know this sequence and be able to place program elements in the correct component category. Once you can visualize this flow from left to right, you will be able to tackle any logic model question with confidence. Now let me show you why logic models are so powerful, because this is where your planning work connects directly to your evaluation work. One of the most valuable features of a logic model is that it directly connects your program plan to your evaluation plan. Each component of the logic model tells you exactly what to evaluate and when. Process evaluation focuses on the left side of the logic model, examining whether inputs were adequate, activities were implemented as planned, and outputs met their targets. This answers the question, did we do what we said we would do? Impact evaluation focuses on the middle of the logic model, measuring whether short-term and medium-term outcomes were achieved. Did participants gain knowledge? Did they change their behavior? This answers the question, did the program make a difference? Outcome evaluation focuses on the right side of the logic model, examining whether long-term health status changes occurred. Did disease rates decrease? Did quality of life improve? This answers the question, did the program ultimately improve health? Here is what I really want you to appreciate. By building a logic model during the planning phase, you are simultaneously creating your evaluation framework. Every arrow in the logic model represents a hypothesis that can be tested. If the program delivers activities but outcomes do not change, you know to examine whether the activities were appropriate or sufficient. On the exam, remember that logic models serve a dual purpose. They guide both planning and evaluation. Questions may ask you to identify which evaluation type corresponds to which part of the logic model. You have really come a long way in understanding how all these planning tools work together, and you should feel proud of that progress. Read the scenario stem aloud. Give students 30 seconds to consider options before advancing. The correct answer is B. The number of sessions conducted and quit kits distributed are direct, countable products of program activities, making them outputs. Inputs would describe resources such as staff and funding. Outcomes would describe changes in participant knowledge or behavior. Impact would describe long-term changes in tobacco-related disease rates. Summarize the key takeaways before closing.